Dedy Tien, an entrepreneur, author, a storyteller, a masculine mentor, a mobility coach. There's something more for me. Where did that sort of desire come from?
I grew up without the knowledge of how to even write my own name. This pain to wanting to be able to write turns into potential.
You are the first Indonesian man to come on the show. Your culture and representing your people, your village, what does that mean to you?
I've started Peduli Learning Centre to serve, to give back, help local to learn English, entrepreneurship, and emotional intelligence.
You have your own slogan, Awaken the Warrior Within. I want to know what that means to you personally, bro, and how this idea came about.
Everything is literally designed to shut down that warrior within. When you go tap into the warrior within, it embraces everything, and yet it's at the same time stands strong in its own power. You did the haka. I'm so grateful that you did that. I feel the warrior within.
Initially, 14-year-old Dedy may have been a lot of pain. Can't speak English, feeling a lack in, I guess, the surroundings, all these sorts of things. And that fueled you back then, fueled by pain. What about now?
That's good.
If I could have one moment of your time. Most of you guys listening or watching do not subscribe to the channel. The simple and easiest way to help and support us is to subscribe. It helps us get the guests that you guys want, and it gives us a more opportunity to grow this thing to where we want to take it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the episode. Kia ora.
Dedy Tien, welcome to the Modern Show, brother.
Man, thank you so much for having me, brother.
Man, you do a lot. You do a lot. You're an entrepreneur, you're an author, a storyteller, a masculine mentor, a mobility coach, a father, a husband. Man, you wear a lot of hats, bro. You know, but behind, I guess, the titles, there's a man, and I want to know more about who that man is. So my first question is, what do we need to know about you? What do we need to understand about that man to understand more of the man that sits with me today?
I grew up in an environment where my mom and my dad, right, would rather have seen me rather in a field planting corn than in a classroom learning how to write and read. So I grew up, right, without the knowledge of how to even write my own name. You know how hard it is when someone asks you, like, write your name here. And then you look at that pen and you look at the paper and you're like, that was the environment that I grew up in. So at the age 14, I couldn't read, couldn't write. My older brother, till now, couldn't read. So I was destined. And this is where this human being named Pamade, which is from Bali, came into my life, changed the trajectory of my life. He introduced me to the world of entrepreneurship, exercise, English, because he came from Bali. He said, like, if you want to learn, if you want to grow, go to where I'm from. Now, I'm talking about another island here. It's still in Indonesia, but another island to where I'm from, which is Bali. 7 years later, I took the decision, man, I came to Bali. So that's what a lot of people didn't, they don't know, that my backstory is that this pain to wanting to be able to write. How, you know, it's hard to just go down the street and look at the signpost and you're like, so, however, that pain turns into potential, right? That's where the pain, I turn it into something. I use it to ask questions. To like, I came to, you know, a wonderful person like you, Zach. I would be like, hey, would it be possible for you to teach me how to write, how to read? Because I had that desire to be able to write and read. So I ended up write books now.
Wow. And there are a lot of people, though, that may come from similar surroundings, but you want to change for yourself. And I guess, like, What was the difference in you in comparison to all these other people? Other people would usually follow the path of wanting to work in the corns or what you were just mentioning, but you were like, nah, there's something more for me. Where did that sort of desire come from, do you think, back in the day?
I would say the people that you come in contact with that let's say saw the potential in you. And Pak Made was that man. He saw something in me that I was like, I had no idea, being a kid, right? But he saw something. So he stimulated that thing in me in terms of, okay, exercise, pull-ups, let's do. So sometimes it could be luck, or sometimes could be an environment that you find yourself in where you eager. So I was really curious about a lot of things. For example, the reason why I learned English, it was because I wanted to watch this movie called Wrong Turn. It's a American movie. If you know anything about Indonesian, bro, they love their horror movie. So I'm one of them. I was like, but then I was curious. I looked at at that time it was CD. So there's no like Netflix, it's CD. And then so I looked at it and I was like, Wrong Turn. What does it mean? So I went to Pak Made and I was like, Pak Made, what does it mean? Pak Made looked at it and I was like, salah belok. Salah belok means wrong turn. And then he continued. He said, look, looks like you want to learn, English and all that. So go to where I'm from. Again, that planted the seed and then ended up. And bro, when I came to Bali, first time I saw you, I was so excited. I was happy. I walked down from Kuta Beach down to like Canggu Beach, and I had the best, happiest moment in my life because I only saw you on TV. That was the reality of it, on TV. Yeah. And now I can see you. That's why it comes in my heart of heart is like, the world is my family. That's how I see the world. I don't, because that joy, that peace, that love that I felt at that time when I just came in contact with many foreigners. And as a result of that, again, they wanted to help, wanted to give an opportunity. And long story short, bro, ended up in beautiful country called Australia.
Yeah.
For over 7 years there. Just because of the curiosity there to ask, wanting to learn, and also wanting to give.
Wow, brother. So you've always just had this desire to want to learn, to want to grow, to want to just fulfill that potential of what you talk about. But I do want to dive into, I guess, because you are the first Indonesian man to come on the show. And I want to know, and that's a privilege for me.
Thank you.
What does your culture and representing your people, your village, what does that mean to you?
Ooh. Now, there's a thing called SDM, which is Sumber Daya Manusia. It means that the skill set, the mindset of the people in the country, right? The economy depends on that. If it's too low, then it's very hard for that country to grow. So what it means to me is to help the collective, the community, the country to increase the SDM, right? Sumber Daya Manusia, which translates to like the human within the country, their ability to think, to grow, to serve, to give back. So that's why I've started the Peduli Learning Centre with now 250 kids. When we started, only 3 kids. And it's a non-profit organization that help local to learn English, entrepreneurship, and emotional intelligence. The whole idea is to increase that, the SDM here in this country. So that's what it means to me.
What is it like? What is it really like to be an Indonesian man living in Bali surrounded by all these tourists and foreigners and things like that? What's it really like for you?
Grateful. Like for me, like just looking at you, brother, and others who came and wanting to build something here, wanting to give back. So many that came to Peduli Learning Centre from the heart. They just like, what can I give? How can I be of service here, Daddy? They would give their time to teach these kids English, and they would get their time to teach these kids like AI and ChatGPT and all that stuff. Just I'm so grateful, like the presence of tourists here. Now, from other perspectives, some people think, oh, they, look at the negative side of things. But for me, I'll be like, wow, tourist here, it means abundance. It means exchange of energy, in this case, abundance, right? Money and all that. And as a result of that, the economy grows with it, right? So one word that would describe is the sense of gratitude to have tourists here in Bali.
Do you feel that tourists or foreigners treat you differently because you're a local man?
There's an anger when you come in contact with some who judge a book by its cover. Yeah, I had that many many incidents where this is like just treat me as another local, you know. But not until I shared what's in my heart, shared my knowledge, embrace the diversity, and then they're like, okay, let's give this guy a chance, So sometimes being local, you're already in a box. No matter what you do, it's just already in a box. So then your ability to be able to communicate well, your ability to add value, because the marketplace at the end of the day doesn't really care whether you're black, white, tall, short, handsome. It cares about one thing: the value that you add into it. So again, whether you're local, whether you're a foreigner, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the value that you create within the marketplace. And as a result of that, friends, people, money will follow you based on the value that you create in the marketplace.
And what about locals? Do they look at you and the success that you've had and maybe envy towards you or judge you or criticize you because of your success?
Varies. So some jealous, and some will reach out and borrow money, for example, or ask for help, ask for guidance. So vary. So my Facebook actually full of that, which I love it. And for me, because I've learned the hard way with my family, when you just give, it's like giving a man a fish. He or she would survive for that day. But if you give them tools and teach them how to fish, they ended up with fish every day, every year, right? So when they reach out, I'd say that. I said, look, okay, let's meet up, let's talk. And I give them tools, the hacks on how to be an entrepreneur. Jealousy, envy, I'd say not so many. But within the family, maybe there, so you can feel that as well. Usually, it's the closest one is the dangerous one, right? So, but outside, mostly they get really inspired and they want to learn from you.
And I guess majority of the individuals listening or watching will be foreigners or tourists. So what do you wish most foreigners understood more about Balinese people, about Balinese culture?
One thing about Bali, or what made Bali Bali, is the tradition, the ritual, the gratitude that the Balinese people give to nature. So how they do it is the self, others, and nature. Now that's how they connect it, and then the higher self, the God. So if let's say I go to Australia, I also have to adapt with the culture. And I would say when we are in any, like if you go to another country, if America, for example, if I'm Balinese, I don't just bring my Balinese culture into it and just like force into it. No, it's the ability to adapt. It's the ability to accept the differences. Within the differences, there's beauty. And when we started to judge and put things into box and put a label as good or bad, that's where the problem is. But when we accept and go a little bit further, you accept it and then you enjoy the watching the process. Like for me, when I look at the whole ceremony thing, I just appreciate the effort the Balinese people put through, man. Like just to do the celebration. I was like, it's because the energy that goes through the process that you appreciate it. That means a sense of gratitude towards a thing. And what they do is just showing that gratitude every day towards nature, towards gods, towards each other, towards. So it's like if tourists, the foreigners can see that, then it's okay. Because so then you can see the collective energy throughout Bali is just pure gratitude, love. If you go to another country, let's say like another island, say to Jakarta or some Surabaya, you felt the energy differently. Why? Because the collective energy is not synchronized. Here they have Nyepi, like the whole Bali is dark. Like one day, you have no, and then you're like this. The oneness of the collective energy create that level of frequency where everything is still, and so presence teaches you about there's another world outside of the form or of this what we call physical, mental, but there's another spiritual world. When you stop, sit still, wait long enough, you will tune into the energy. And you soon realize that higher self, that energy is more powerful than what we perceive here physically. So that's what I really, really, really grateful and love about Balinese culture.
Welcome to the Martin Show First Ad Break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh?
Brother, sitting still is a tough thing for a lot of us, particularly males. You're a masculine mental yourself. What do you think men should be focusing on the most right now for themselves?
One thing, and that is the ability to sit still with himself long enough. What I call an unguided meditation. So every morning I would get up and sit there, no music, no nothing, no voice, just me, long enough. The first 10 minutes, bro, it's like the mind is just like going crazy. And then moves into like the 20 minutes, like, and then when you get into the 30 minutes, like still. There's a book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Best book. In one of the chapter, he said this sentence: calmness is power. Self-control is strength. Right thoughts is mastery. Now, as a man, when you have the ability to sit quietly, still the mind, control your desire, the mind, and then think of the right things. What I mean by right things is that as a human, as a man, woman, is that we are the tendency to think negatively about many things. That's how we survive. Through our early ancestors, how they survived is to think negatively about the weather, about the beast, about the saber-toothed tiger. So then it's like negative, negative, negative to survive. But now we live in a world where you don't have to worry about that. Now in a world where you got to guide the thoughts to the things that you want to manifest. So I call it manifestation declaration. So every morning I have a statement. I am so happy and grateful now that abundance, friends, comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on continuous basis. And I would just say that over and over and over to open myself to the possibilities, to the abundance, to the friends. So guide your thoughts, protect your mind towards the things that you want. Because when you focus on the things that you want, you get more of what you want. But when you focus on the things that you don't want, guess what? You get more of the same, what you don't want.
Unguided meditations. A lot easier said than done of like all the things that you listed. And I'm really right with you, bro. Still early on in that journey. But a lot of that, I feel, and I've spoke about this more recently, you have to do on your own, in your own mind, in your own thoughts. And a lot of what you talk about is around isolation.
Mm.
And I want to know what your thoughts are if you believe that isolation is necessary for growth.
So it's the beautiful balance between the two. You isolate yourself so that you can reflect. You go out into the world, you experience. Now, people, this expression that, experience is the best teacher. No, my friend. Examining your experience is. So when you sit quietly, and then examining your experience, that's where the lesson is. That's where the learning is. There's Blaise Pascal once expressed, the misery of men arise from his inability to sit quietly in a room alone. So when you develop the ability to sit quietly, like when I wrote these books, man, I had no choice other than sit quietly with on my own thoughts long enough, hours, sometimes 4 hours, sometimes 3 hours. And then the writing is almost happens through you, not from you, like from the mind. It's like, I want to do this is the concept, blah, blah, blah. No, you just still in long enough and it's just like, oh, and then you kind of like not doing anything. You are witnessing what's going on. You're like, oh my God, this is so good. Yeah. It's like muddy water. Mine, when you go out into the world, when your family or your friends or your your boss nagging it, like wants something from you, it's create this like chaos in the mind, right? And the ability to sit long enough to still the mind to see things more clearly. So you can ask the reason why should I do it, Daddy? Why should I bother to go and sit quietly in my room? Well, so that you gain mental clarity, because clarity is power. Clarity breeds confidence. In the world, being a man, he with the most clarity leads, and he with the cloudy vision must follow along. And this is what I really love what you do, bro. You are here. You are leading. You are doing because you have the sense of clarity of what you want to achieve. And then people like me coming in and you're like, wow, you are leading the journey. Yeah. So you're a leader, right? Because the sense of clarity, you leading the way, So that's why I appreciate like things like what you do here, brother. So thank you.
Mutual, my brother. If there's a young man listening to that and he's in his lonely chapter stage, he's in his isolation stage, when does he know? When does a man know he is ready to reconnect with others? Is it when he has discovered clarity in where he wants to go? Is it when he feels that sense of confidence of what you're expressing there? When does he know?
In the Greece, like before you enter the temple of Apollo Delphi, there's a statement that says, know thyself. Doesn't matter what information you and me give it to this brother, unless you know that thyself is just another concept on top of a concept, or information more on top of another information. It's just like chaos. So what does it mean to know thyself? Understand and master your energy. What I mean by that is your physical energy. How am I doing physically? Before you worry about others in the world and then want to give back, blah, blah, blah. No, just stop. And then just check in. How am I doing physically? Am I feeling powerful within my body? Strong. Am I strong? It's like, check in with that. If I'm not, how can I get stronger physically? And then intellectually, am I doing things that stimulate, my intellect? Am I reading? Am I listening to this podcast? You want to check in, bro. And then emotionally, am I working on the healing process? Am I releasing all the suppressed emotion? And also, when it comes to spiritually, am I connect to the I am that I am? There's some, because beyond the senses, what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, there's something else. I don't know what it is, but it's something else. It's you, remembering you. And a lot of people use psychedelic and use that to tap into that side of them, which is the spiritual side of them. So unless you master those things, physically, intellectually, mental, emotionally, and your spiritual aspect of it, then you go into the world, you get confused. You look at this guy, strong, and then create this insecurity because you haven't actually mastered the self. So once you master the elements, physical, intellectual, mental, the emotional, spiritual, you want to go to the others, which is your network. Are you available in terms of physically, mentally, emotionally to that person? Like with your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers. Are you reliable? Can they count on you? Can you count on them? And all that, like vice versa. Are you engaged with them? Or you the person who says something and then okay, let's have dinner tonight, and then you call 2 hours later, I have something more important and then you create that dynamic within the relationship. Are you following through with your promises? That's the relationship with others. And then once you master that availability emotionally, with the people around you, being reliable, engage with them, and then the world. Then you can worry about the world. If you haven't mastered actually the self and others, then you jump into the world. It was, hey, bro, hang on a minute, hold the horses. The world is caring. Care for just a stranger, like Pamade did with me. He was strong, man, healthy, in a healthy, masculine energy. He was cared about my well-being. A stranger. Then things just flourish from there. So it's like self, others, and the world.
But I have to share with you this phrase as well, because it's exactly what you've just said here. And it's a word that gets spoken about a lot on the show. And it's a word that it encompasses the show. It's one of my core values. And it's mana. And the word mana, the translation for mana is strength or power. But when you dive deeper into the meaning, it is the knowing of self, of who self is and where self comes from. Your whakapapa, your genealogy. And then it dives into a whole another world there. But what you just said there was it hit me here with a cultural element of being Maori.
Yeah.
Which was beautiful. I think for a lot of guys, for a lot of males, particularly around the younger demographic, it's feeling one day, yeah, I can go conquer the world. See, this is even for me. And then there are other days where that confidence, that self-belief, that clarity slightly diminishes compared to the other days. And you talk about this a lot of the self-doubt, the noises that are still going to be there. It's life, right? You're going to have the days where you feel really, really great and the days where you feel not so great. So I guess for the lads listening that are in that position, how do you deal with those darker days? Because I know you'll have them too. All this pressure, like I said, all the hats that you wear. Oh shit, how do I get through this thing?
This thing,
you
today.
know? How do you deal with that, brother?
Great question, brother. Having a son, wife, and an organization to run, my own business, and all that stuff. Yeah, someday you just get up and you're just like, what the? And you couldn't be bothered to do things. And what I've realized is that that's the flow of life. You have a day where you got up and you're like, oh, I'm going to conquer the world. And some days it's just like you want to run away and hide in that corner. And this is where I say letting go of the jar. And a lot of philosophers and all great teachers, they'll come to this realization that jar is an acronym that I use. It stands for judgment, attachment, and then resistance. So JAR, let go of the jar. So when you have that bad day, you don't have to label it as judge it as it's a bad day. Tune into the energy. Maybe that's the body's way of sending a message. Like maybe today you just wanna maybe dance or chill or just lying on that couch. It's okay. It's okay. Energetically, it's okay, mate. Letting go of the judgment. And then also the whole idea of attached to someone else's opinion and concept. Oh, you have to get up out of the couch and do something. Huh? You're procrastinating, blah, blah, blah. And then you attach to someone else's idea, opinion about life. Oh, because that guy, Dedy says this, then now you are in a conflict. Now, Buddha actually said the whole Buddha's teaching is come down to one thing. If you and I were to narrow it down to one thing, Buddha's teaching is to non-attachment. Suffering comes from attachment to an idea, a concept, someone's no. You let go of attachment. And then last is stop resisting. Go with the flow of life. You know this. Like sometimes you and I come in contact. Did we plan about the whole thing, like how we made it and all? No. It's the flow of the energy of life itself. And whatever that you resist in this universe persist. Whatever you fight, you strengthens. So the idea of non-judgment, non-attachment, and non-resistance is that to live in a peaceful, loving, joyful state all the time. Doesn't matter if it's bad day or good day, but you live in a state of ease. Like sickness, disease comes from the body's inability to be at ease. Yeah. If you judge yourself, now you in a conflict because you are attached to an idea or some other people's and then now you resist the situation that you're in, your body automatically, your nervous system's in a tense mode. And you do that long enough, the body will break. So for me, I always, with the clients that I work with, the people that I work with, I say, let go of the jar, man. Why would you go through life and holding on to that jar?
Wow. I love that, brother. Speaking of strength, speaking of fight, I want to talk about the warrior. Because it is what you encompass. You have your own slogan, Awaken the Warrior Within. I want to know what that means to you personally, bro, and how this idea came about.
So it comes through the three pillars that I just shared with you: the self, others, and the world. And what I call the mastery, the triad. Yeah. The triad, which is path to power. The whole concept is unless you awaken that which is Tony Robbins call it giant, awaken the giant within or the warrior within. You go out into the world, people give you opinion, their perspectives about things. You just lost in that world. But when you go tap into the warrior within, it embrace everything, and yet it's at the same time it stands strong in its own power. Now you have it. I can see it, the warrior within you. The fact that you are here, showing up powerfully and asking you these powerful questions, that's the warrior within you. And the the brother that's out there, listening to this, they have that warrior. But sometimes the society, because it's designed literally to make us forget about that part of us. Like everything is literally designed to shut down that warrior within as a man. The conditioning. So that's why with the brothers that I'm working with, I would take them out into the like mountain, for example, or the waterfall, and just scream, just allow themselves to move and I'm so grateful that you did that to me, brother. When you did the haka, I was like, dang, my brother. Yeah. I feel the warrior within you, and I'm so like till now I can just still feel it. So it's the idea of invite that more and more, the warrior within, to show up authentically in the day to day. Because unconsciously, when you go out into the world, you have to follow this, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do. So then, as a result of that, then we are conditioning as what the society wants us to be. Well, awaken the warrior is like, okay, you can live in the world, but not part of it. So then when you go into the world, you're actually the creator. You want to create your own reality, not the reality that the society wants you to be in. So that's the whole idea of awakening.
Do you believe that we all have a warrior within us?
I believe that, brother.
How does one find, connect, tap into that warrior if they don't even believe that they possess a warrior within?
I really like to share these 3 levels through it. Like, you have warrior, which is in the old days the knights. They with the horse and then the shield, and then you also have the wannabe. The wannabe is the guy, the boy that look at the knights, and they're like, oh, like for example, a guy back home, New Zealand, look at you, bro, and you're like, bro, I want to be like Zach. He's cool. He's there, because you're the warrior. You like say you're the knights, yeah. And then you have Prince, which is he's already get his things together. All right, he has house, he has stuff, like he has landlord. Basically, he's good. He's close to the king, so he's like landlord. He has stuff, and then you have kings, right? So in our process as a manhood, we go through that process. Wannabe? It's like, I look at Tony Robbins when I was like, I want to be like that guy. He's so cool. Wannabe, right? He's the knight. So he's like warrior. He's like that. And then I get into the energy, being warrior, right? Go out there and hustle and get things done. And then now you go into the prince, where, okay, you have beautiful wife. You have your land there, you have your villa there, you have your stuff, you're good. But then through that, you transmute to another energy, which is king-like energy, where you think of other things like the world. You started to worry about stuff, and you're like, more important stuff, and then you started to create. But you move through these 3-4 energies. some men like out there, they would understand what I mean by this. They wanna be the knights, the prince, and the kings. It's exist in us. Doesn't matter if you're like, oh no, it's not. No, it's there. It's there. Whether you choose to embody it. Yeah. Sometimes when you want to get things done, I would invite the warrior within me. Sometimes I just want to enjoy my life with my beautiful wife. You know, the king-like energy is good. You know, I just sit there on the freaking couch and just be like a boss-like energy, you know, own the shit, you know? And sometimes I just like want to be prince-like, you know, go and then be, you know, so then you play with this energy.
Wow.
It's not like, oh, I just want to be warrior for the rest of my life. And then you're tiring, bro.
So you can tap into these other layers.
Layers.
Oh, that's so interesting, bro. Do you think a warrior can be gentle?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's a bit of a misconception out there that a warrior
Needs to
has to be all the time. And, you know, I guess they look up to people that are warriors on the internet, you know, who are very, very like, all the time. I guarantee you those guys will also be.
When they go home, they go into the king's-like energy where like, okay, I want to enjoy my life with my time with my
They'll enjoy those cuddles, eh?
Cuddles, and then like, yeah. Warriors' energies in the business sense is like execute. Ideation without the actual implementation with the body and hands, there's no, you know, creation. So that's for me, I invite the warrior when I want to create something or I want to build school, the warrior steps in, let's do it. And when I want to have a quality time with my son and my wife, forget about that energy for time being and just be with them, be present. And, you know, what's king like? It's like king's like energy. It's like presence and loving and caring, you know? So we have the ability to tap into those energies, right?
Looking at the man that you were, potentially the Dedy that's in Australia, could be another Dedy, the mindset and the man that you are now and the contrast, the mindsets improved, the habits improved, the spirits improved. Where do you think you're focused on most out of those three areas of mindset, habits, and spirit?
I would say mindset towards manifestation, the things that I want to manifest. Right now, I'm working on the 30-day positive outlook of life. So I say for the next 30 days, I set my mindset to always look at even people that I dislike. I change that to what do I like about this person? So that's the mindset that I'm working on. I've been listening to the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And
great book.
It's a great book, bro. I combined it with James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. Man, it's just great cocktails of positivity of personal development. So the whole idea is that if you can live for 30 days without like control your mind to think of the things that you want, to look at life in a positive lens, always. And sometimes you think negatively about things. It's inevitable. It's ingrained in us, embedded into our being. So look at that and consciously want to change that. So that's what I'm working on really hard right now. And if I fail, for example, okay, I've been doing it for 3 days, and then now I'm like, I gotta go back to the first day, and then repeat the 30 days challenge. So I set that challenge for me in terms of the mindsets.
You're far through your personal development journey in comparison to probably a lot of other individuals, and because I think with mindset, you know, everyone understands the analogy of going to the gym and working out their body. But working on mindset, it's like the mindset gym. So I guess for individuals that are early on in their personal development journey or journey in general, how does someone train mindset? You've mentioned some things that you're working on, thinking positive about people that you may have even thought negatively about, self-control, where you can go in so many different things, food, sexual desires. Woo! I know exactly what you mean, brother. But I guess for those individuals that are early on in their journey that want to improve their mindset, where do they start?
Thoughts. So I remember when I started the whole personal development journey, I have this intention to change people, change the environment, change everybody, but not me. And it almost killed me, man. It's the wrong way to go about it. Change your thoughts about the environment. Change the thoughts about your thoughts about that person. When you change your thoughts, then you change your life. And it's the hardest thing. It's easy said than done. It's the thoughts. Sometimes we are. That's why in the Hinduism they call it Maya. You know, sometimes you are in it. You don't even know that you're in it. In it, which means in a negative pattern of thoughts over and over. So then this is relate back to the whole idea of unguided meditation, the ability to sit quietly, to become the aware of the thoughts, of the emotions, of the content of your life, so that you can change it. How do you change something that you don't even know? And how do you solve a problem if you don't even know what the problem is? So the unguided meditation, it helps you to identify your negative thinking patterns. And then when you have the ability to stop it, okay, and new thoughts coming in. And then from there, you just build beautiful, beautiful thoughts. And so that's one thing, change your thoughts and then focus, direct your energy. So I have a son. Like if, let's say, my son's eating on the floor, and then I go there and I'll be like, "You bad kid! Ah! Why?" No, he would be like, "Oh my God, this guy's crazy." But if I said, "I love you, son. Hey, son, can you?" And then I redirect the energy, you know, come and sit, you know, into the table. So then you direct the energy. Same with your mind. You rather than, why am I thinking this? I'm bad person. Blah, blah. No, you direct that energy to, what do I want? What do I want to create? What do I want to manifest? And then start with that. This is a whole thing of manifestation, vision board, statement, and then focus your energy there. That's it. It's like change your thoughts and then redirect that to things that you want to create.
Welcome to the Martin Show First Ad Break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh?
Dedy, where do you think your fuel source comes from now? Initially, 14-year-old Dedy may have been a lot of pain. Can't speak English, feeling a lack in, I guess, the surroundings, all these sorts of things. And that fueled you back then, fueled by pain. What about now?
That's a good one. My wife came to mind, like, so mine, wife and son, and the caring of my surrounding, and it reflect in my life right now, which with the Peduli Learning Centre, with my wife, with my son. That's fuel me every morning to do better, to become a better man, better person. So joy, I call it JPL. I love acronyms, right?
I can tell Marco's on.
The fuel now is joyful, peaceful, and loving energy. So not more lacking energy or desperation and all. It's more joyful. So then my mantra every day before I start my day is that I said to myself, today, wherever I go, I will create a joyful, peaceful, and loving world within and without. And I say that over and over and over to condition my fuel, my source. The energy that comes out is excitement, it's joy. So yeah, that's the fuel, man.
Joy,
Peace,
peace,
love.
excitement, love. What do you think scares you now? What would you say is one of your biggest fears?
My biggest fear is that I stopped the mission that I have now, which is to build 500 schools. I have now and then the fear creeps in and like, oh, come on. And it's impossible. It's like it's too big of a dream and all that. So I now and then I face that, especially at night when I'm on my own. So that's my biggest fear. But at the same time, I'm working actively to overcome that. 500 schools, I know I can. Right now, we're focusing on the second school. Yeah. So before my whole thing is before I die, 500 schools, 500 learning centers being built.
Wow.
I know I'm crazy, bro.
What a mission.
Yeah.
What a mission, bro. You're going to be busy forever.
Yep. And create a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear around it. But I know it's for the greater good. For the greater good.
Dedy, when you reflect on your life, back to those earlier stages, looking back now, do you feel pain? Do you feel peace? Or do you feel gratitude for going through the lack, the struggles, the suffering?
I'd say gratitude, brother.
Yeah.
Gratitude. And if I were to go back, I wouldn't change any. I would say thank you. That was like I need that so that I can tap into a different dimension. So a sense of gratitude.
What would you
about it.
say to that younger Dedy that couldn't speak English? If you could say one thing, have one conversation with him, what would you want to tell him, bro?
I would say great job. That's it. Like thank you for not giving up. Thank you for going through all the hardship and yet you just keep on going and never gave up. So I would say, great job. Thank you. I love you. And you're doing a great job. And keep going.
Wow. I love that, brother. Beautiful. Dedy, my final question is, if everything you've built and created was destroyed, the schools, the books, the content, everything that you've shared, gone, and you had 60 seconds left, what is the one final thought you'd want to leave with the world?
Give. You only get what you give in life. So start with that. Ask yourself frequently, what can I give? And how can I be of service?
Dedy, we have a closing tradition on this podcast where the previous guest asks the next guest a question not knowing who they are. The question for you today, brother, is, in this current world of social media, attention, and validation, what is true success to you?
True success to me is having a life purpose and meaning and impact. So deep, meaningful conversation with people, that's success to me. Having a life purpose and then every day pursuing that purpose, that's success. And then impact, create an impact everywhere you go. That is success to me.
Dedy Tien, ladies and gentlemen, my brother. Where can the
Thank
people
you,
find
brother.
you, bro?
DedyTien.com. Also on Instagram, just Dedy Tien. They'll find me there.
Anything coming up personally for you? Any other books or anything like that?
For me, partnership. I'm looking for partner for Peduli, the second Peduli, and also volunteer who would like to volunteer there, like come and share their skills and help us on social media with Peduli Learning Centre. Share us on social media. That would be great.
My brother, I just want to congratulate you on where you've come from to where you are now. I know we've spoken many times off camera, but even other people, you know, they know your story or parts of your story, and there's respect because you are a rare few that have just gone out there, given it a crack, as you said, become this king, and you may not even know it, but you're still going. And for me personally, brother, I will come and volunteer at Peduli Learning Centre to give a little bit of New Zealand aroha as well, my bro.
I'd love to have you there,
we will drop Dedy's details below. We will also drop Peduli Learning Centre. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel. We're also going to drop _ the Maran Show right here. And we're going to be back next week for another episode. Go show some mana. You know exactly what I mean. Let's go. Kia ora.